Hey guys, I am here and wait for some people to show up so we can have a discussion regarding Kenneka Jenkins. Alright, let's begin. Let's see. Alright, let's look at some comments and see what people are wanting to talk about here. Why you say you scared of me? When I go ham? I'm trying to get some more people up in here because I want to see what y'all want to talk about. What do y'all want to talk about? I know some people are following other YouTubers, and I just want to kind of see where you guys' heads are at. So speak to me. I'm listening. Y'all can chat. If y'all are able to chat, let me know so I can start pulling up some stuff. So you can see already just from some of the comments the difference. There's so many different things out there, so many different opinions, so many different theories. What are you guys thinking? You see somebody's believing in Chosen King. I haven't watched everybody's page. At one point I was following people, but now I stick to certain people that give the facts, and I try to form my own opinion because not everybody's on the same page. And, you don't want to disrespect people and discredit their theories, but we're going to have to kind of work together on this. So I personally don't follow Chosen King. I haven't heard really positive things about him. When I have watched his videos, I just was personally offended just because I saw that, with his panel, he should be able to kind of control what's going on in his room. You're letting, elders or older women get kind of talked to and yelled at. That's just not respectful. And certain things just kind of go off topic of the case and make more confusion. So I am here tonight so we can kind of get our heads together and see where everybody is. Some people believe it's Ty. He went off, but I have never Seeing you blow up like that. Well, I try not to blow up. I try to relax because, you know, I get passionate, but I don't want to be, you know, the person that's doing the same thing like everybody else. So everybody else is kind of arguing. You see people want to leave negativity out there, and that's really not what I'm about. I just want to get straight to the point. So I apologize if y'all think I am going too hard, but I have seen worse. Alright, so this is just one of my videos. I'm trying to go in here and see what you guys are really having questions and concerns about. So we'll look at some more comments here. Has anybody else seen this before, where that empty room, what was it, 924? I was told that they were they booked that room too. I don't know, it probably was also on the fraudulent card, but if they booked that room too, I'm wondering during that time when Kenneka was supposedly missing from her friends, you know, around 2:30, 3 o'clock, if that's where she could have been, or was she, because I just can't imagine her being on the elevator for that entire time and no one saw her. So, alright, let's see. I'm just checking some stuff online because I want to see what videos we're going to pull up. I'm waiting for some feedback, you guys. Eric Brown's telling me I'm going ham. Somebody tell me, what are we going to talk about tonight? Because, I mean, y'all could be at the club. Y'all could be studying Sunday school lesson. Y'all could be doing some stuff. So let me know. Alright, when someone talks about you, you keep moving because someone says something don't mean you should. Yeah, that's true. I try to keep it moving. I mean, I'm human. If I mess up, pop off, I don't want to, because I really don't like to waste energy on people that, you know, really aren't there for me like that, or really just trying to get a rise out of me. So I'm not popping off. I'm just, you know, want to hear people's opinion. Every opinion matters, I guess. We just got to put it in perspective to see, hey, can we persuade anyone? Can we discuss things to get an understanding? Because, I mean, I think a lot of things are just confusion. Some people are watching these videos every day. Some people are watching these videos every now and then. And by the time they check back up on the case, they're behind. So they're still going off of old theories. So what are y'all hearing that's new? What's the difference between when you guys first started watching this case and from now? Like, what is the big difference? What's the biggest thing that you've seen be disproven, and that you really thought it was one thing and it went completely different when more information got out there? Because for me, my biggest issue was, oh yes, I believe you are saved and Baptist in Jesus' name. Yes, I am. You know, it's a controversial issue. Do I believe Kenneka was murdered? Yes, I do. I do believe Kenneka was murdered. Because, I mean, do you really think I'm about to believe that the girl went straight off? I mean, at one point, I try to be logical. I mean, okay, she walked out the elevator. She looking for her friends. I believe in accidents. But, come on. She walked all the way over there from the elevator, and she didn't even stop to rest. She didn't kick it on the steps. She didn't kick it nowhere. She just kept walking, and then somehow, you know, she just ended up accidentally walking in the freezer that she never walked out of. I don't believe that. If yes, who do you believe did it? Who do I believe did it? That's a very, very tough question, because as much as I try not to speculate, like specifically without seeing it, if I were to lean towards who did it, I would say, and I don't know their name, but probably someone in the hotel. Now, do I believe a friend that was close to her gave her the drug and possibly set her up? Yes. And do I believe it's someone very close, such as Monifa? Possibly. I don't want to necessarily blame Monifa specifically, but I have a lot of questions that if I'm going to believe it's not Monifa, she would have to answer, or someone else would have to disprove it. Because I just know girls, and I know young girls, if Monifa is her best friend like they say, you know, why is she telling people she was so drunk she didn't even realize X, Y, and Z? You know, if she thinks, okay, well, I was so drunk, I just left Kenneka here really quick, I thought she's behind me. To me, if it took two people to take her out of the room, Shemaya and Monifa, to take her out, wake her up out of her sleep from being so intoxicated, wake her up, and then say, let's go, that's going to make me think, you know, why would you then, when you just get something as simple as phone and keys, it takes two people to leave her in the hallway? You already didn't want to leave her in the room, so why leave her in the hallway? I just don't get it. So that's why it's questionable. But at the same time, let's say it wasn't any of her friends, and her friends were just innocently being selfish or not paying attention. I still feel like, okay, why do we see that the hotel was acting very suspicious when it comes to, when you hear the ZackTV interviews? It's kind of like, okay, everybody, this is what everybody's saying. I wasn't there. Everybody's saying that the security and the staff were there at one point and they kind of disappear. In the beginning, I was like, well, maybe it's just the time of night. You know, until I really saw the footage, I'm like, maybe it's the time of night. But then when I see at that time of night that it's kind of like you see a lot of people, possible people leaving the party, moving around that hotel, and you can see the crowd changes, you know, after a certain time. So it's just odd that so much movement's going on, but the staff just disappears. And the fact that they didn't have any concern is odd. They said, I believe the video was cut off at the point she would have been attacked. I definitely believe that, because I mean, it's just odd that somehow she walked there. She was able to get around two sets of stairs. We all supposed to solve the case, but we fight and nothing happens. I agree, and I'm hoping the people that are following me and that aren't yelling at me are people that understand that, hey, we're just trying to find the case, and I see that some of you guys are pushing through the fight and not just joining the bandwagon of, you know, even if we don't agree, why do we have to yell at each other? I mean, yelling does not get your point across better. Have you been following Dr. Ali? Yes, I have. I have been following him. My only issue with him, and it's a struggle for me, sometimes when I watch people's videos, I cringe. And you guys probably cringe when you listen to Gray Hughes videos, but I cringe listening to some videos because I guess hearing their theory, it's easy for me to ignore Gray because Gray's like, oh, it's an accident, but here's all the facts. I just focus on the fact part about it. But when I hear some people and they're like, you know, saying things, and it's like, I mean, I was just watching his video tonight. I think he's actually alive right now. Let me see if he still is alive. But I was just concerned because something he was saying. And let's see if I can point it out, if I can find it. Is this it? This must be when he's live. Let's see.
Family.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it was. He was pointing out that Kenneka was wet. So I'm just like, okay, why is he's saying the girl's wet? I mean, do we not all understand that the girl was frozen? I mean, I don't think she was dipped in water and then put in the freezer. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I don't believe that's what's happened, because I feel like if she's wet, it's because she was frozen and thawed out. So when I see somebody's making a big speculation off of something that to me is wrong, it's hard for me to watch the videos, because I'm like, okay. Then I've heard them say, you know, him say other things that are harder for me to watch. I mean, I definitely focus. She showed me through one of his videos that the security guard statement. I was able to find it myself later, but I like factual things that I can find and those things that are pointed out, because that was a concern for me. But even when it comes to the girl's hair being all messy, I feel like if your hair is wet because it was kind of like in a frozen state, and then she's thawed out, who knows what that looks like. I mean, I've never seen a human frozen and thawed out, but I know what meat looks like, and I'm sure it's going to be wet. Doesn't mean it was dipped in a pool. So that's just my opinion. I have seen it. I'm sure he has some good theories. I just haven't watched him fully in a while, just because I'm trying to stay focused on looking at the facts and then make an opinion. Okay, so you don't believe Irene, so let me know why you don't believe Irene, because if you have watched my video, you'll know why I do believe Irene. Persuade me. Let me know why you think Irene is guilty. And her mother is on Wikipedia. So whose mother you talking about? I believe the video was cut off. Yeah. So the mother's on Wikipedia. What is she on Wikipedia about? Let's see. Okay, yes. Oh, okay, so you're saying you don't believe her because how can we trust somebody that is on drugs? Well, I definitely think that her being on drugs could make it where she's not remembering everything. Do I think it's suspicious, like she was on drugs for a certain reason? I don't necessarily think so. I think that she was on drugs, so I just don't think that all of her bullet points or her, whatever she's trying to present is going to be 100%. Now, do you think that she was doing something suspicious? Do you think she was part of the setup? Do you actually believe that Kenneka was murdered? So here's Teresa Martin on what? No, this is. Let's see if this is it. Friends called her at 4 a.m. This is weird. I remember in one of her interviews she said that she had, the friends had told her they lost her 2 hours before calling her. So if they're calling her around 4, that means they lost her around 2 something. I believe Monifa and Shemaya and Brianna set up Kenneka for rape. Okay. So if we do believe they set her up for rape, this is what I want to kind of start. I want to start from the beginning, because the way I even heard about this story was from someone at my job. And then I kept looking into it and just different details were changing. So I was like, hold up. First it just sounded like a murder story, like a girl was set up and everybody was telling about the video and how they were saying that she was getting killed. Kenneka doesn't seem to be that bright to me. Now, I did watch Kenneka's live videos or whatever videos she's posted to her own page. And at that point, I felt like, she kind of like was like a top dog. Like, okay, out of her friends, she was not like, I don't want to say a bully, but I feel like, she knew how to handle her own. Like, and I don't know. The reason I say that is because based on how she kind of treated the girls, I wonder if the girls kind of resented that, like, or, were frustrated with that or jealous. Because, some girls, instead of them, standing up for themselves, they'll just smile and be friendly, and then they'll try to set you up. So I did see that Kenneka could have been intimidating compared to the other girls. That's what I'm feeling. But, Let me know. And I mean, the guys, I wish I would go back and play the ZackTV interview, but they made it seem like, okay, at one point she's leaving. They think she's leaving with, a dude possibly. It's like, okay, but somebody that commented on my post said, why would she leave with a dude if she left her keys and phone? It just doesn't make sense. And that's your friend. Why would you even kind of look at your friend like that? That's what someone brought up today. So let's see here. Kenneka doesn't seem bright. When Kenneka entered the kitchen, it was unoccupied, the perfect place to commit a crime. Do you think Irene was in fear during the interview because of whoever blacked her eyes? Someone locked her in the freezer and turned it on. I don't personally believe that Irene had a black eye. And I honestly, even if she did have a black eye, I felt like it's going to be too far of a speculation for us to know it was specifically from anything involving Kenneka. Irene could have been a fighter. Who knows? I don't know. I don't even know if the girl had a black eye, but like I've always said, is if she did, I don't necessarily know if we have proof that it will, be something that was referencing or relevant to Kenneka. And then someone says, and then let's go back to Pink Dolphins. So what you're saying is the kitchen was unoccupied. That is true. That's what my whole point is. And I don't know, I just saw today, someone sent me a video today that Mike Larry had some information that a celebrity was the one that was supposed to be getting that kitchen or leasing that kitchen and starting a restaurant. So that was something, Bill Murray, I think it was. So I've never heard of that until today. But if that kitchen was unoccupied, why was that coffee cup in there? You feel me? Like, why was that coffee cup in the kitchen if it was so unoccupied? And trust me, if you are an employee there, you know where the little spots are where people can go and not be seen. I just feel like someone knew. And whether that's someone that just full-fledged worked there or whether it was one of Kenneka's friends that used to work there in the past. Because after looking at people's social media, I looked at Bree's because Irene already said she doesn't work there. She said we just got confused based on her outfit. And then if, Bree, somebody said she was a maid. I don't see any pictures of her in a maid outfit saying she works at the Crown Plaza. I actually saw on her page she was saying she's down and out and she's trying to get back on her feet. So to me, it makes it seem like she doesn't have a job. So I don't know if she works there. That leaves Monifa. I don't know if Monifa worked there, but she's the only one that I haven't been able to, kind of take out of that list. But definitely unoccupied kitchen, you're right, is a perfect place for the crime. And then it says, do you think Irene was in fear during the interview? I do think she was in fear, not because of the black eye part, but I think she was in fear because people are coming for her. It's kind of like, the only thing I can say is if you are a black person and you were seeing yourself on the footage, would you blame yourself? Would you say, look at that black girl. She was probably at the party. She's walking around. She looked back and you get blamed. I think that because she was there and because she was on the live, I think it's all because of the very beginning stuff that was put out there. We all felt like Irene was a suspect because of all the stuff that was put out there in the very, very beginning. But I do think she was in fear because people were coming at her and she's getting threats. But I was told she was a gangster in the hood, so who knows? Someone says someone locked her in the freezer. I think so too, because that means one of two things happen. So you mean to tell me intoxicated Kenneka walked into a freezer, walked into a cooler, and just stayed in there, didn't even try to get out, and then walked into a freezer and couldn't get out? So you mean to tell me that out of the whole time she couldn't get out? No, it's more likely that the freezer was off. Somebody lied to her and told her, hey, just chill here. Because look at this. How else were they going to get home? Bree? Because it seems like Bree is the only one that's possibly sober. Because supposedly Monifa was so drunk. Shemaya was already turned up at the party. Kenneka's intoxicated. who was going to drive? Why were they going to have all these people? So if, let's say this. So what, Bree was the sober one. She was going to drive everybody home, drop off Kenneka in her mom's car. How was Bree going to get home then if she's taking Kenneka's car? So I just don't believe it. I think someone tricked her into going to the freezer. I think it was off and someone locked her in there and turned it on. Anything like that is more logical than, like the whole, drag, someone put her in a trash bag and took her around. I don't believe that because I think that was Kenneka on the footage. I think that a trash bag could have been involved if she was suffocated, but otherwise she could have been locked in. So let's see what else is next. So they knew someone who worked at a hotel. I believe that. I mean, look at all the stories. They're trying to say the security guard was very comfortable with them and very, friendly. I bet you there's certain people that security guard is more friendly with. I mean, in the guy's video with ZackTV, they say there's 2 security guards, 2 main security guards. They say. So correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we only see 1 security guard really on the footage? Unless they look the same. Where's the other security guard? Because if he was off camera, all that footage we saw, I mean, that's just very suspicious to me. Unless they're wrong, unless there wasn't 2 security guards, but I mean, they both said it. So, Brianna left with Kenneka's car because she knew what was going down. I believe that. It was a setup. And I don't want to make it a crazy conspiracy. I just want to say something was set up. It just doesn't, all the stars don't align like this. And, I think somebody took advantage of the fact that Chicago has a lot of Black death. And they took advantage of thinking that people weren't going to maybe look for her in the way they did. I think they took advantage of maybe even knowing Teresa Martin's mom having surgery and being medicated. Set that poor girl up. I watched a video with Irene being interviewed by a guy who has been posting on YouTube. And it said he had hit her and she was afraid of him, and that's why she wouldn't look at the guy in his face. So are you talking about Zach, like the ZackTV guy, or is it a different guy? Because I've been hearing people blaming Zach too. So I want to know how many of you guys are hearing these stories about Zach from ZackTV being a part of this or at the party. Who believes that, who doesn't, and why? Because I've been hearing that. That's really a lot of what I've been hearing today, yesterday. The only way to solve this crime is to get the missing video of Kenneka in the freezer area. I think you're right. That's what scares me the most is that going to be what it takes? Because, I mean, okay, think about this. You say the only way to solve the crime is to get that missing video. Do you think another way would be if Teresa Martin's autopsy, her independent autopsy, comes out? Because if that comes out, think about if it was different than the original autopsy. Police going down, hotel going down, Emmy, the medical examiner going down, everything. Somebody put her in there, I think. So, and people that are close to me that I talked to said that when they initially looked at Kenneka being found in the freezer, it looked like she was like kind of thrown in there. And I believe that. There's so many different things that can happen. It's hard to put a finger on exactly what happened. Was she thrown in there? Was she locked in there and she had to kind of kick and scream to get out? I'm trying to think, because we can all think about what we would do logically if we had a sober mind, right? We would know, like, hey, we're going to like start writing stuff on the walls. We're going to start kicking. We're going to try to keep ourselves warm. We're going to think all these different things to do. But it's just so hard because Kenneka's not just drunk off alcohol. She has this topiramate in her system. So it's like, okay, what would you do if you had topiramate, alcohol, and cold? Would you freak out and start taking your clothes off and kicking and stuff and injuring yourself, breaking your teeth? I still don't believe that. I still don't believe a girl that could have walked in that hallway, even though she was staggering, even though as confused as she could have been. I just don't believe she wasn't capable of getting out. I don't believe that part. I believe that even if she couldn't see that little white ball on the door, I feel like if she was in a good condition when she went into the freezer, like it looked like she was, I think she would have been able to feel around. Even if it took her 20 minutes to feel around, I feel like she would have been able to find that knob and get out, unless someone was holding the door or unless somebody injured her, suffocated her, smothered her, whatever they did to her. We don't even know if rape was involved. It could have been. But we need to keep in mind, where did the rape come from? Where did the word rape come from? Did it come from the beginning when people threw it out there, so now it's in our mind? Because, I definitely feel like the photos show something like, but then I thought about it, like, if she was pulling up her pants all night, let's say there wasn't rape, she pulling her pants up all night, someone tossed her in the freezer. I was wearing some pants the other day, and they're tight on, the thighs, but maybe the waist area, the type of pants, they're not, hugging you is tight. That's why I think her pants adjusted throughout the night. One video, she kind of had like a hip hugger look when she was in the bathroom, so it's kind of a little bit lower. But then I think as she was drunk and pulling them up all night, doing weird stuff, who knows what she was doing, pants kind of had a different position. So it's hard to tell if there was rape involved. Definitely looks like a struggle, but it's hard to speculate. I'm going to keep reading you guys' comments here. So why would you hang in a freezer? That makes no sense. Exactly. That's not it's a cool place, but it ain't a cool place to kick it. Now, if you were drunk and someone's telling you, girl, we about to leave, just go over here, you're going to sober up. Doesn't that seem more believable, like someone made her believe? Because, can we find the information? I could have sworn before they said that all the other freezers were locked. All the other freezers were off. Why was this one unlocked? Why was this one on? Why did she walk directly towards it? Why did she not go on any of the other little metal things they had in the room? Why did she not go towards the other freezer in that room? Why did she not go towards the office in the room? Why did she go off camera? Why? Why didn't she try any other door in that room? Doesn't it seem like somebody was over there and told her, come on, and then they cut the feed or they made sure the motion sensor didn't go off after that? So you agree. The freezer was not being used. How did you hurt your right foot? How did her right foot get injured? Exactly. Don't try to tell me she was kicking and then her shoe fell off. I don't believe it, man. We saw her the whole night walking, not the whole night. We saw her those 7 minutes walking through the hallway. Not once did it look like she wanted to take off her shoe. She even went to the bathroom. If she's so drunk, has so much alcohol in her, don't you think she would have had to pee? She was able to go pee and not have pee stains all over herself. She was able to be in the freezer all this time. Supposedly, she couldn't have been alive that long because she didn't pee on herself. Nothing. It's. I'm sorry to say, it's just weird that none of the normal things that are supposed to fit the story happen. Teresa's lawyers are terrible. I thought she had good lawyers, but someone told me that they're not the attorneys that kind of help with any investigation. They're like a lawsuit attorney, and people are saying that she needs more. Kenneka's cousin actually commented on one of my videos, and he was saying that really the family needs, out-of-state attorneys. So if anybody can help them with getting an out-of-state attorney, they're also saying they need money, because it's just people are pretty sure that there's going to be some type of lawsuit. Obviously, it looks like Teresa's going to win because the hotel is supposed to secure an abandoned freezer, or whoever they're leasing it out to is supposed to secure it. There should be cameras working. They are liable. They didn't act fast enough. Clearly, if they would have acted when Teresa was in the hotel, when the friends told her, Kenneka could have been found earlier, possibly alive, because Teresa was in there in the hotel and the friends were there when Kenneka had went there. It's so sad that it was just overlooked. It's so sad. So we need to get her some better attorneys, because whatever she's doing now, it's like they're playing a waiting game, and I know attorneys like to put a move on stuff. So I may be wrong, but I think that when the guy brought her in on the cart and went by those shelves, and it was her feet hit it. I've seen people say that. We actually didn't catch Kenneka on the dishwasher footage. From what I saw, I saw in that dishwasher footage some like kind of creepy guy like grabbing his junk or something, and people were suspicious about that. I saw people were concerned about the bag. I just want to say, like, as far as the bag goes, it's just like I feel like her body would have really had to been bent in a very, in a way that your bones aren't supposed to be bent. Now, if we would have found her body like disfigured or kind of like bones are broken or kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word, but I just feel like it would have been different injuries if that's the case. But I really don't know. Only reason I don't look at the trash can or trash bag theory is just because I did believe that was Kenneka walking through the halls, and I did believe that was Kenneka found in the freezer. So I feel like, why would they have her throughout the kitchen in a trash bag, unless you're saying she walked to the freezer and then they put her in a trash bag, took her out of the freezer, did all kind of stuff and put her back in. That wouldn't make sense to me as far as why they would do it. If they did, I would need to hear from you on why you think she walked to the freezer, then they took her out to put her in a bag, unless you don't think that was Kenneka. I know that people that don't believe that was Kenneka, of course, the trash bag will make more sense. If I were Teresa, I would have her hire a high-profile white lawyer that, in this case, would have been solved by now. Where would she go? Because let me tell you something. I know people that have moved to the state that I live in now because they lived in Chicago, and Chicago is a place where everyone gets paid. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. When something is going, it's like a place where there's like working criminals. Like, it's a real organized crime. Like, every state doesn't have that. Not every state has that. So some people aren't going to understand that. They say, well, why would they do this? Why would they do that? You don't understand cities that there's organized crime where the mob's involved or gangs run it. They're making money too off of some things like hotels, organs. And I'm not saying that this is an organ case. I'm just saying that it's believable because that's how certain things move there. Everybody's making money. Why do you think these kids are flashing money? Because that's what they're about. They're about making the money, securing a bag, all those different terms. So I think when the cousin is asking for an outside attorney, it's because that city can be bought. I mean, you might be working with someone, you think they're on your side, and next thing you know, the next person, outbuys them. And now they're not on your side. They're crooked. So I agree. They need better attorneys. So yes, Zach. So what's up with Zach? Where is everyone hearing these things about Zach being a part of it? They said he keeps saying it's right in front of you. Her foot was cut when she tried to stop Monifa from shutting the door. Her lawyers aren't doing nothing for her. It did come out. The second autopsy supports the first one. She couldn't have been stuck in the freezer unless someone locked her in. I believe she was locked in that freezer. She was locked in the freezer. I don't think she was raped. I believe she was more set up for rape. Okay, and that could be something too. Set up for rape. Either way, it's all bad. Either way, it led to her death. Irene is a liar because she didn't need to use Kenneka's cell. It was an excuse to take it off her when her picture first came out. Okay. And I was wondering that too. Before I heard Irene's interview, I was like, why did she use her phone to text that she wants to leave? But then she didn't, do anything. Like she just gave her phone up. It didn't make sense. It's kind of like, okay, did you give your phone up for an innocent reason, just to be nice to the birthday girl? Or did they hold you hostage? It's like they took your phone, they took your keys. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Did two people make sure she didn't have what she needed? Like, Bree, look, girl, I want to go and let me see if I can find the screenshot. Because, you know, if Bree is saying, where's the screenshots? Oh. Okay. No, I don't think it's here. Alright, here. I got a lot of these screenshots of the report. So alright. So someone said, okay, so Gloria Allred, Los Angeles attorney. Okay, good. Thank you for that information. Alright. I don't know how I missed this comment. Okay. When her first pitch came out, the tennis shoe was off, was not in the freezer. Somebody put the shoe in the freezer before the police took the picture. I think, I felt like the misunderstanding with that, at least you can clarify if I'm confused, but I think in the beginning when I kept hearing there's so much confusion about the shoe, I think because they initially came out and said she had one shoe on. They didn't give the detail that, I think they're giving an autopsy of the body at that point, not necessarily a crime scene. They were saying like, oh, her shoe was off. She had one shoe on, talking about her body and everything on her persons or whatever. So I think that's why they didn't end up mentioning that the shoe was in the freezer. And I did see different clips of them taking the pictures, and sometimes you see the shoe and sometimes you don't. I don't know why they did that. I was hoping that they weren't trying to say that a shoe was missing, because, I mean, people were saying Monifa had her shoe, but I just looked at a video today that Monifa had her socks on walking through the hallway, and then she, ended up taking her shoes off. I don't know if she wanted to get more comfortable. She didn't have heels on, so I don't know why she would take her shoes off. But she had her shoes in her hand. Her shoes look like black or red or whatever, and she had her socks on. So I'm hoping that that clears up Monifa having her shoe. I don't know why someone will put her shoe in there after the fact. Very, very odd. She needs an attorney, yeah. Definitely. So thank you for giving me that attorney name. Wonder why she's not. Alright. Thank you very much. Alright. So why was her thymus the only organ they took from Kenneka? Does anybody know? So I would have to go back. I don't have it saved here on this device, but tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm not an ME. I'm not a medical examiner, and I know a lot of people aren't. But I feel like everybody went so hard on the fact that the autopsy said that the thymus was not identified. To me, not identified could be so many different things. That could mean they didn't look for it. Maybe the position of where it would have to be at to pull it. Maybe they would have to cut something open or move something they didn't want to move to identify it, and they just didn't identify it. I think they would have used the verbiage of it being missing or some other word if it was taken. But of course nobody's going to believe that, because they said, oh my gosh, the thymus is worth like $150,000 or a crazy amount. I don't even remember the amount anymore. But if people remember that part, they're going to go with, oh, the thymus was missing. But if it was taken, I mean, it's a very expensive part and a very important part from what I understand. I just don't believe it was taken. I think that it would have been more of an uproar from the family if the thymus was taken, and it would have been pointed out more in the autopsy. So I don't want to say that thymus being not identified means missing. I don't want to say that, but at the same time, I'm not a medical examiner, so it wasn't even Irene's birthday. Yeah, they say it was, her birthday was on the 5th or the 6th. So, maybe because it was during the week, she wanted to have it on weekend. Don't know, but I mean, I was trying to give Irene an excuse and say, hey, it was her birthday. Why was she planning to set up on her birthday? But this is what I want to hear from you guys. Why do you feel it was Irene? And I want to ask you, do you feel that way because from the very beginning, it kind of already was put out there. You know, suspicious stuff was being said in the footage. What are we thinking about there? Let me know. I'm just gonna keep looking at the report. And then, yeah, you guys told me a second autopsy came out. Where is this second autopsy at? Because I watched Teresa do an interview, I think it was in October, where she said she was doing one and she was waiting. So if you guys can shoot me a link, send me a link, and I will definitely look at that. Okay. So what are y'all saying here?
When days turn to night, that's when you show your other side with all those.
You said they killed Kenneka for money. I saw somewhere they said her birthday was in March. Oh, well, really? Well, March is very different from September, so, And you know what else I think is weird? The police only recovered the footage from those 3 days, the 36 hours, right? Don't you think it'd be helpful for us to see the footage? Remember they said that, the beginning of the month, the beginning of September, or the very end of August, that's when another motion capture was taken in the upper kitchen. I want to see who was there in that room. I want to look at that person. I want to be able to judge that. Because, I mean, they're trying to act like nothing was happening, really wasn't being used. So I want to see what was happening at that point. Teresa needs to sue Monifa, Irene, and Shemaya for wrongful death. I want to know, did her friends convince her to take that pill? Or do you think she was slipped the pill unknowingly? What do you guys think? They killed Kenneka for money. Now, if you say Kenneka was killed for money, let's talk about it. Are you guys saying she was killed for money as in, organs? Are you saying she was killed for money for, what's the thing they've been saying? She's part of sex trafficking. Was it prostitution? What are you guys saying? Was it a back page? Was it for the $200? What is the money? Okay. I haven't seen it. Go to the B Code channel. She talked about it. They forced it down her. Okay. And that's what I was wondering. Did they force it down her when she got on the elevator? Maybe before, because the friends were saying she was being really drunk in the room. So they said go to the B Code. Oh my gosh, can I type? Oh, maybe because I got this chat here. The B Code. Okay, so what am I looking for on the B Code? They forced it down a little while, the freezer. Okay. Alright, I see y'all. Y'all in cahoots, I see. I'm joking. Alright, so the B Code. Kenneka Jenkins discussing discrepancies and more. Let me know who told me that to go on the B Code. Pink Dolphins. Where am I gonna go? Which video? Do you know which video it is that I need to go to? Let me know. I'm trying to go. Alright, let's see. 3-hour videos, 7-hour videos. Take your time. Take your time. while we're pulling that up, I want to show you something that I was watching.
Now watch.
Watching earlier, just to explain how the and you guys know I don't believe that this is an accident. I'm just using his video because he was telling me, or not telling me, telling his people watching his video that he called Vivotech, and they explain how the footage works.
Okay, so
let's look at this.
When motion's sensed, it actually goes back 10 seconds. So that means it's always recording. You know, I don't know if it's in memory or what it's doing. I guess she did tell me that it records back over itself if there's no
So the contact that I have told me that they have worked somewhere before as in security, and they didn't really say it was Vivotech, but they said that when they worked in security, that they said that they can record over stuff, just like you see in the movies, like where you can kind of record stuff over this technology. Because it only is supposed to record motion sense, it can leave that little area where it can record over itself. So I feel like although this is supposed to look like it's motion sense, it also can be manipulated in other ways. He kind of just explains that basically every time we see the red box pop up for the first time, they can set a buffer, and the buffer can basically start recording 9-10 seconds before, depending on how they have it set, and then 9-10 seconds after you see the box. So they explain, because a lot of people were confused and saying, hey, why does Kenneka just kind of pop up on the scene here? You know, it's because she's moving slower and it's harder for them to pick up the motion. And then when she gets a little closer, you can see the motion. That's when the box pops up. But the only reason we see her kind of pop there is because that was within the 9 seconds of her getting to that box. So I'm just going to play that while
So it's always
while you're pulling that B code information for me.
Recording like 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, and it just keeps going over itself. Or whatever you set your buffer to. And then as soon as the red light, you know, the red square comes up detecting motion, it starts recording and then adds in the previous 9 or 10 seconds, or whatever you set as the buffer. Okay, and then as soon as that motion leaves the scene, the red box disappears, it still records for another 10 seconds as well. Okay, and that's just how these work. And sometimes, like in the case where Kenneka just shows up here, that's because the red box didn't come on until she was over here. And then if you rewind, count back 10 seconds, she's only right there. There's a blind spot right over here. Okay, there's no...
Isn't that scary that there could be blind spots and then regular people like us don't know about it, but people that are employees, especially in security, can definitely know about blind spots. They know how slow they need to go to not, you know, catch movement. You know what I've always wondered? I've always wondered if they could like kind of cut off the lights for a period of time. And I know this is kind of off, but what if they cut off the lights? Would that still have any motion sense? Would they be able to pick it up? Because I feel like they're trying to screw with us and say, look, she just walked to the freezer area. See, it's an accident. And it's like, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to be led. I want to figure it out myself. I don't want someone to just show me. So, wow. It's just like people that we're not part of the setup, so we don't know what the cameras can and can't do. We just know this is information that they provided us. We have to use what we have to figure something out. I mean, if you believe it's an accident, I mean, you probably sitting chilling because all the information is already out there. I was on her live panel about 3 weeks ago. Okay, so she has a live panel 3 weeks ago. Okay, I'm just going to finish this little part up real quick, and then we'll go back to the B code.
No motion, there's no camera that was recording her when she was just kind of at the bottom of that ramp over there. Okay, so there was like a 10-second period where she came up, you know, where there was no recording at all, and then she got to here, and then there's 10 seconds prior. Let me show you how this works. Okay, that might be kind of confusing to actually listen to.
It is.
So I'm going to open up the Toshiba hard drive, go to the 9th, and then this is called the lower level lobby stairs, all right? Now watch what I'm gonna show you this, and it just makes total sense. And I hope this doesn't keep being brought up over and over again. It's not glitching. It's not some crazy editing going on. It's just this is the compilation of all of the motion. Now watch. You've got the
because I want to see him go to
44,
Kenneka.
45. Yep, it was 44, 45. Yep, it was 44. So 9 seconds. Now watch this. Let's just look at this. Watch when you see the red box. Okay, red box showed up at 42. All right. So right there, the red box showed up. Now let's go back in time. Okay. Now 34 is right when she showed up on there. Let's watch that again. Okay, 34. So it should be like 43-ish when the red box. Yeah, 42, 43. You know, so it's 8, 9 seconds. There's a buffer they set in there.
So basically just showing that, like I said, it's going to calculate 9-10 seconds before the red box shows up. It's going to kind of show what was happening 9-10 seconds before she showed up in the motion sense, and then it'll show 9-10 seconds after she's gone past. So I'll show that and then we'll move on.
Now if you notice, right when she leaves this shot, it'll count for another 8 or 9 seconds again. So let's just watch that. See, the red box is on her, and then the next red box below will pick her up because that's a different quadrant. Now, as soon as the red box disappears, start counting.
1.
Okay, 11.
2.
So I'm going to guess
3,
at 21,
4,
it'll skip
5,
to the next clip.
6, 7,
21 or 22.
8, 9, 10.
Boom, it was right on 21.
10-second
10
buffer.
seconds.
All right,
okay, now
let's move on. So we're going to go back to the B code. You said it was alive from about 3 weeks ago. Let's find that. Excuse me. All right, am I... Oh, no, let's do this better. Alright, we're going to do this again.
Now watch.
Page. So is this the B page? Is this the person page you want me to go to, right? So we're going to go to, you said about 3 weeks ago for the live. And do you know what part am I going to look at in the live? Let me see. 3 weeks to go. Sip theory. Okay, Beach Beauty. See if anything was alive. Well, okay, so it must be this Hangouts on Air. How do I check on my page for the live? Let's see, I don't know. It says live, let's see.
Okay, so he changed his pen. He was wearing jeans.
Does this look like the right one?
I want you to mention. I don't know. Was he oh fuck me. I can't find. I always do that.
She read the second autopsy. Sorry, okay. Now remember. Let's, oh my gosh, can I get out of this video? Here we go. My message is recent. A second look. Let's cross our fingers and see if this is it. Okay, I'm going to the middle.
Whether the person is carrying out the delegated duties and powers properly. So they it says, what do you mean by delegation of authority? And being with her lead poisoning and her bipolar behavior, it led to her death. So, I mean, if you're funking with the Moorish community that bad or that tough, she should have been able to call somebody. And males are they dealing with in that area?
I watched a couple of videos, Great Hughes rebuttal. What I don't understand is that there were numerous doors that Kenneka could have went and laid down. Thank you, Sean Gill. And yeah, I go to Gray's videos a lot just because he has some of the most clear videos I can easily watch. Like I said, I don't agree with I don't know how Gray can have all this knowledge. You know how some of the people are so smart, but they're not. Like, he has obviously a way to break down things, you know, but I just don't see it. I mean, I get it. It could have been an accident. I mean, if it is an accident, you're just going to have to prove it to me. I don't see how it's going to be an accident if there's other things can be answered. How does she just not even, you don't see her open that door not once. We're just saying that, you mean to tell me that after, 30 minutes she couldn't even figure out how to get out of that freezer without freezing to death? I mean, if it is an accident, that is so sad. But, I just don't see it. I just see that there's so many other doors. And the fact, I wish I could go to someone's video really quick. I'm trying to think of who's a good video to go to. But if we look at how fast, I think Gray actually has it. But if we see how fast she went from that little kitty hawk hallway where the men's restroom is back to the kitchen, now that we know exactly how you have to get to that area, that happened so fast. It's like she didn't even try. Like, she just went straight up the stairs and then, just went to the freezer and never came out. She didn't try any other door. She didn't even look around the room. She didn't even stumble anymore. She kind of leaned over before she went in that freezer area. So, you're just going to have to prove it to me. And I appreciate your opinion there, Sean. But let me see if I can pull it up. Let me know if someone is looking at the B-Co's video. Actually, let me go back because I don't know if she's talking about the autopsy right now.
When they see any type of thing that looks like a gun, get out the car, and they gave her every...
I don't think this is about the autopsy here.
No. I don't think my boobs are big enough for that. I don't think my boobs are big enough to flirt. What was that?
I'm going to put it right on. I'm going to cut the video down so we won't hear what that person is saying.
I'm not even... Okay. I can't find this autopsy.
But that does not look like the same hotel. That looks like two different hotels.
Yeah, let me know if you can find something because... video, let's go to Kenneka. Oh, J4K partial, that's the name of the video? 2 weeks ago. Okay. Let me go back. Hold up. Alright, B code. I just hope that it says, I just hope that the truth comes out and that Kenneka gets justice and she can rest in peace. I go crazy if one of my girls or grandgirls pass this kind of way. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, as hard as this is and as much information as we are kind of like dying to get, it's just so sad that this process is meant to be draining and make us give up. And I'm not saying we are investigators, but what I'm thinking, and at least on my end, I'll speak for myself, I'm thinking that if we just give it up, that's just saying, that's a sad thing to feel like, okay, I care about my people, I care about young girls, I care about my own life, and we just got to give up because someone wants to show us that, hey, look at all this information, and it's clearly an accident. I mean, the stars aligned too perfectly for this to be an accident. It's just like too many things. Even if I believe one thing, I can't believe another. So let me go stay on track. I mean, this is a hard thing to go through. If I've actually sat and cried over Kenneka. We talked about every single theory that night. Okay, let's go on here. You said 2 weeks ago. Yeah, in the very beginning, I was very freaked out. Like, it's like, man, I felt like everybody was against me. I can't even check my mailbox. Like, usually, you know, you want to go get a late night soda or do something. You kind of thinking twice. And the sad part about this is that Kenneka didn't get the opportunity to have a teaching moment or a learning lesson because she unfortunately, you know, got set up and passed away. So that's the sad thing, is that, man, you know, we need to use this as a lesson. We need to figure out, hey, is it the friends that we need to be worried about that we can't trust? Is it being in a city where organized crime is so high that you should not be wandering around this type of hotel, or you should not be taking, if you didn't make your own drink, you should not drink it. Certain lessons should have been learned from this. You know, you can even kind of hear ZackTV trying to tell Irene not to take drugs, and she gonna sit there and say, oh, well, I don't take drugs that make me go not pay attention. I take drugs to keep me awake. And it's like, that's not the point. You know, people are missing the point. They're so busy with things. I mean, life is hard. And I'm not saying that life is not easy, you know, but you have to find a positive outlet. I know what my positive outlet is. I know when I am down and out that sometimes you can't rely on people. Some people don't know that. Some people, like, for example, if you believe in God and you say, you know, I'm going through something, but I'm going to put it in God's hand. What if you don't believe in God? What if you don't believe, you don't have a support system, and you turn to stealing, prostitution, lying, all kind of negative things. You might say, oh, I have to do this for money, and you never have anything else to kind of keep you going on track. So we don't know what some of these people are going through, and that's a sad thing. Let me get back on track, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little too deep there. But, all right, so 2 weeks ago. But the mom said that it was accident, so we must leave it alone so that it won't become a huge lawsuit against the viewers. We must be careful. Okay, it started teaching me. God will see that justice is served. I believe that. So Sean, where did you, because I didn't know that, where did the mom say that it was an accident? Because I was just on the mom's page earlier, and I don't even know if I still have it up, but someone said, show me her Wikipedia page, but let me see if I still have her Facebook opened. Alright. Someone told me to go to the people's social media, so I did. I found out all these people have like 2-3 pages, so it's kind of odd, but let me see if I can find Teresa's page again. I know I found her earlier when I went to oh, I just had it on the page. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing around reading the comments late. Okay. Yeah, after I go to this video, because I want to see about the second autopsy. After I look into the second autopsy, I'm going to look into Teresa's page, because I did not know that she said this was an accident. Obviously, if Teresa says an accident, we need to go away and look at something else. But I did not know that. I thought she was still protesting. Alright, so You said I just had it on the page. You said I just had it on the page. Okay, I'll definitely look into that, Sean.
Now what?
All right, I'm gonna look into that. There we go.
Hello.
Research.
Well, that document, I will say though, that document that you tried to pull, it would have been just that simple. Like, why would you go through that extent? Like, it just makes no sense. Like, give me something.
That's a good question.
Give me something.
Yeah, I would have edited her going out the front door.
Okay, well, here's another question. Were the police officers wearing body cams that night?
You know.
We don't know if body cams are required, for road department.
Stop to the start.
Because that's not Chicago.
Right, we don't know
Yeah, Chicago and Rosemont are two different departments.
Right,
Exactly.
so we don't know if body cam is required.
Whatever. And Jedediah got abused. No, Jedediah was meant.
All right, so this is the beginning. This is supposed to be the independent autopsy done by Teresa
Can you find
Martin.
my braces balloons in that bag?
So this is the beginning. This is 17 seconds now.
Hey, Candy. Hey, Miss Brittany. Hey, Christina. How y'all doing? We're going to give folks a minute to get in here. You know, we got some stuff to talk about. We got some serious stuff to talk about because, woo, Mama Teresa got some explaining to do. She got some serious explaining to do. Mr. Man. All the bags. You get a half job. They're in there just Did you look at those? Did you take all the stuff out of the bag? As you can see, some of the stuff is right there. All right, you guys. I don't know how authentic this is, but I'm going to share what I have, because as you can read in my description box below, fraud. They're all frauds because they took these videos and these photos and did all kind of, crazy stuff. And I wonder how their followers feel about their leaders because they're all frauds. So, what I want to do right now is I'm going to try to share my screen because I want you guys to see what I'm seeing so that I can read them. You got some scissors, right? Never mind, I got it. I miss you guys. I work on weekends, so I don't get to play. I gotta get home, get to sleep, and get back up the next morning and do it all over again, which is not a bad thing. So here, let me share my screen really quick so we can just get
all right, now she's about to scare her screen.
Between me and y'all, but space and opportunity. So let's just, let's do it. Let's get into it. Okay. Let me make sure my screen is sharing. This is actually a news article, and it is from News One. Okay, great, you guys can see it. So I'm going to read it. Okay, and just listen, just listen to what it says. I'm going to read the entire article so that you'll know how this coincides with, what I'm saying. So this is News One. It says, Kenneka Jenkins cause of death revealed as mother files motion against hotel. The revelation came nearly 1 month after the teenager was found dead. Now, this was posted October 6, 2017, so last month, in the first week. And so it says, okay, Kenneka Jenkins had an extremely high level of alcohol in her system, along with one drug used to treat epilepsy. Before she entered a hotel storage freezer, got hypothermia, and froze to death by accident last month. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office announced late Friday afternoon. The autopsy and toxicology report indicated that there were no illegal drugs in the teenager's system. However, the combination of alcohol and the epilepsy drug compounded the effect of one another, the Chicago Tribune reported. The highly anticipated autopsy report came nearly 1 month after the 19-year-old was found dead in the Crown Plaza in Rosemont. Y'all go in the room. The highly anticipated autopsy report came nearly 1 month after the 19-year-old was found dead in the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois on September 9th. Jenkins' mother, Teresa Martin, has launched a series of protests outside of the hotel. Martin's lawyers also filed a motion on Friday for the Crown Plaza to preserve all security camera surveillance footage from the fateful night. The teenager's funeral was held last Saturday in Chicago. So, the body of Kenneka Jenkins had no physical evidence of any trauma at all, according to a new report from Chicago Sun-Times on Friday. The revelation put an end to some but not all speculation surrounding the case of the black teenager who was found dead in a walk-in storage freezer in a suburban Chicago hotel nearly 1 month ago. Attached to a motion that lawyers, you guys, this is the important part. Attached to a motion that lawyers for Jenkins' mother filed Friday were details from an undated, hear me out, undated private postmortem examination. Private postmortem examination. This is the independent autopsy we have been looking for. The motion itself was filed to have the Crown Plaza in Rosemont, Illinois, preserve surveillance footage of Jenkins in the hotel as she made her way to a kitchen area where the freezer was. Police announced 2 weeks ago that no footage exists showing Jenkins walking into the freezer on September 9th. Okay, so this partial, which I said, it starts at number 16. So there's a lot of this autopsy that isn't there, but they're saying that this is what was attached to the motion. So the private investigation of the circumstances surrounding Kenneka Jenkins' death have revealed the following. Preliminary results of the private postmortem examination revealed the following. Kenneka Jenkins' internal organs were present and intact at the time of postmortem examination. Kenneka Jenkins' private postmortem examination did not reveal any evidence of physical injury or bruising consistent with a physical attack, including no evidence of head trauma, no evidence of neck trauma, no physical evidence of arm trauma, no evidence of trauma to the back, no evidence of facial bruising, no physical evidence of choking or strangulation about her neck. Kenneka Jenkins' private postmortem examination did not reveal any evidence of vaginal, labial, or anal lacerations, abrasions, or contusions that would be expected to be seen if a sexual assault occurred. So, did you guys hear that? I hope I wasn't breaking up while I was saying it.
So, for anyone that just joined in here, this is going to be talking about the independent autopsy that Teresa Martin did. I didn't even know this information was out there. This, I believe, is from about 2 weeks ago. So, we're going to continue to see what else they talk about.
However,
hey, Carmen.
It's this is what we have. This is what we have, you guys. So, as a matter of fact, hey, Miss London, this has, that's a good question, Divine, because maybe it was the only part pertaining to, they wanted to. I guess, hey, shit, I don't know. Can somebody answer Divine's question? He said, why would they only attach partial? That can be deceiving. I don't know. Maybe the other parts weren't relevant. This was just a summary. As you can see, it sounded like a summary to me versus they don't need to say, oh, the gallbladder was 62 inches and filled with 3 mLs of bowel. The lungs were this and that. It just seems like it was just summarizing this independent autopsy that they did. And now that we have this autopsy result, we want to see her. We want to see video of her walking into the freezer. The police keep telling her there isn't any. So, I mean, there isn't any. So what do you do now? What do you do now? But the point is that she may not have, no, they're not saying, okay, see, here's the thing. They're saying what she didn't have. This is why I said it's a partial. Put your listening ears on. This is why I said it was a partial, because what she did have, we don't have here. They're only saying what she didn't have. Okay? We don't have the full thing saying what she did. This was just the conclusion. Sounds like the conclusion.
All right, so I'm going to pause it right here. So I'm getting some comments here that, people are feeling now misled by Miss Teresa. So my thing is, why is this video titled A Partial Independent Autopsy? Because, based on this, okay, there's got to be a video, but where is it? They took the camera down after the mom left. That's what I'm saying. People were trying to say that the medical examiner took it down. I don't think so. Because when I looked at a video where they were trying to say the medical examiner took it down. The medical examiner would have took it down before Teresa got in there. So if she did point, how would she point if they would have taken it down already? But it's one of those things where, why in that scene when she pointed, no one shook their head, no, that's not it. She could have been confused on the camera, but as far as this autopsy, it seems like they're saying there's nothing different, really. So, I did not know this. I did not know. I'm going to see what you guys are saying about this. Teresa's not as dumb as she tends to be. Okay. The second autopsy is the first one. Yeah, that's sad. That's surprising. But, there it goes. It's about to be 3 months. We still stuck and want answers. I ask myself why every day. Teresa in cahoots with the hotel. She playing games for the bag. Stop it, Lucky. Just stop. So, let's see. So, okay, so, why did y'all do that to me? Y'all just gonna give me some new information and kind of catch me off guard there. Because literally, I'm gonna tell you, I was just looking at Teresa's Facebook today. I'm going to go to that now if I can find it. When her mom walked in to see her daughter, she barely looked at her. If that had been my child, I would have been all over her. They would have had to drag me off my baby. It was either an accident or murder. Exactly. It's either accident or murder. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not I'm not a dummy, but I also am open-minded, which means I can be convinced, you know. I feel that if it's an accident, you're going to have to really convince me. Why did she walk right there and could not get out? You mean to tell me that the drug and alcohol combination just magically made it where now she don't know how to get out of a freezer? I can see if you have trouble. Like, I might have had trouble in the beginning. And trust me, I'm not saying I've ever experienced this drug in my system when I'm drinking. So I'm not 100%. But I'm saying that if I'm going into a freezer, a cold area, when I see rooms that are open, that probably have, you know, chairs and, you know, desks and stuff, why not go in there? It's like, if she wanted to leave, she didn't think that, you mean to tell me she thought a metal, stainless steel door was an exit, but nothing else? Everything else she passed, nothing else was? I just don't get it. So, yes, thank you for showing me that Biko video. I'm going to look for more because I'm going to see if anything says full independent autopsy. Because, wow, that really shocked me because I was not expecting that. We see Monifa has like 3 Facebook pages I'm going to try to find. I did find today that Kenneka appeared to have multiple pages too. So, all right. So, Teresa wasn't her biological mother. Thank you. For real. Teresa is her biological mother. Kenneka has a twin brother. That not being her mother is just more talk. Seems like she's telling everyone to give with the post. Give with that post in James in front of the Crown Plaza. I'm about to say she's still protesting. I could swear. Not only that, a shoe was off. Irene is a liar. Why does Teresa tell everyone to back off besides Dr. Ali? Really? I don't know. I don't know why. I think because Dr. Ali does try not to accuse, and he tries to come from a legal standpoint. I still don't agree with Dr. Ali just because sometimes, although he may be trying to help, sometimes I feel like Lee Smith said, straight drop and Gray going back and forth. I seen that too. I think Gray's winning because straight drop, I can't take him seriously. I mean, he seems like a really cool guy, but when it comes down to this investigation, he is only helpful if you need help with figuring out a theory. If you don't know a theory to think of, he will give you one to think of. Like I said, I like Gray's videos because I can make an opinion off of a clear photo. If I look at straight drop's video, he's kind of already creating the narrative, and it's hard for me to make my own decision. Whoever edited these videos worked too fast and messy to mislead us. Yep, he steals people's information. Thank you for keeping me updated. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Dinka White. That's right. Alright, so. Oh my gosh, they got something called money for suicide. Trust me, even if someone has done wrong, I don't agree that the girl should commit suicide. I mean, to find justice, we can't have so much hate. I mean, if you set that girl up, that's wrong. I can't hate you, but that's wrong, and you need to do something about it. But really, I'm trying to find some information to back up that Biko video, because that really threw me off. That the autopsy was the same. Like, I'm sad because I was really hoping to find something different. We have been recycling the same information and coming up with so much stuff just to find, we're reaching just to find stuff, and it's sad. I really thought that was going to clarify. Dr. Ali says 3 Siemens inside her and a zip tie around her neck. I don't believe that there was 3 Siemens, because I could have sworn when I watched his video saying that, he said someone sent him something. And I don't even remember him showing what they sent. So I don't necessarily believe 3 Siemens. Like, when someone has inside evidence and they're not even the mom or the police, that's alarming to me. Because why does someone feel comfortable enough to send you details about semen, but not the mom or the police or the medical examiner put in their report? Yeah, private autopsy says nothing happened. That's the problem. That's what the concern is that it says nothing happened. So, the B Code and Bad Barbie 24 are the best YouTube detectives. Yeah, I have seen them get some stuff out there. And that's what I like. Just put some stuff out there so that we can follow you instead of some people just creating stuff, you know. Hey, Renee. I see you just found us. We are just finished talking about the independent autopsy. Everybody was giving me their opinion on ZackTV. Some people feel like ZackTV was involved. Some people are now very discouraged hearing, you know, this. They don't believe Teresa Martin. And I think that's the biggest thing is, if we had a board and we put facts and things that have been disproven on one side, things keep going back and forth. Where do we even, sometimes we got to ask ourselves, where do we even get some of this information? Where do we get that she was raped as far as factually, other than hearing it? Where do we get that the friends were employees, other than hearing it? Because I've been struggling to find facts. Where do we see Bree put a back page up for Kenneka and set her up? You know, sir, I just want to see something. I'm tired of just reaching. I want to see that. All right, let's keep looking here. Dr. Ali is fraud. I've been told that too. And I don't like to point people out because I don't know them personally. People could probably say the same thing about me. Who knows? But I've been told he's a fraud by people that are not afraid to speak up. I don't know if I'll call him a fraud. I just know that I don't trust everything, and I can't tell if he's genuine or not. I just feel like sometimes he's just saying stuff to kind of, I don't know, go along with people's theory, and I don't know if it's a people pleaser thing. I don't know if it's a ratings thing. I don't know, but I just don't. When he says, "Oh my gosh, look at the girl, she's soaking wet," well, the girl was thawed out. She was frozen. Oh, she was in the pool. Like, show me the facts. There's nothing wrong with speculating, but where did you come up with it other than your brain? You know, let's point out something other than her being wet. What else makes you think she was in a pool? Because being wet could be her hair being soaking wet is because she was frozen. Thank God they didn't have a picture of her like frozen, like where we see her like a block of ice. I don't even know how that looks, but we saw her after when she was thawed out. Kenneka was almost drowned. She was tortured in more ways than one. God bless her soul. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been hearing people saying she's drowned. I don't remember seeing that on the autopsy, but I'm trying to figure out, were there things left out of the autopsy? Because people were saying her teeth were broke. That wasn't in the autopsy. That's part of her body. That's part of, you know, what they should be looking into. I didn't see that. So why does it look certain way? Kenneka's case will never be solved without the video. Well, I mean, I told you that earlier. I was like, okay, well, what if we found the autopsy? Then you show me the autopsy. Now we're back to what you just said. We only will solve this if we have the video of her walking into the freezer. They are saying we will not get that video, so it sounds like they're basically saying, shut up, I told you it's an accident, and it's done. Yes, sweetie, I agree about Zach. Man, I've been hearing all this about Zach. I've heard he got robbed. I've heard he was at the party. He was at the hotel. All that stuff. We'll have to look into that. But the first black activist said he saw the video of Kenneka walking the freezer, Andrew Holmes. Yeah, Andrew Holmes was lying. That's like, man, he said he saw it, but I never heard from him again backing it up or anything. So it's like, then the mom was saying the protest is over, but then the protest wasn't over. And, you know, I would have to go, man, I'm going to go back to her page because I'm going to show you how I went through all these people's page just to find some information. So let's go. We're going to go to Monifa's page. Like I told you, she has like 3 pages. And of course, it's going to take forever to load. It's obvious that something's not right. Do you guys know if someone has been paid off? Has someone been paid off? How do you mean paid off? Do you mean like the medical examiner? I was saying earlier in the video that Chicago is known to be a city of organized crime. Everybody gets paid. Even positions that you think people have to have some type of high work ethic and so much integrity, it's not necessarily that way everywhere in Chicago because there is organized crime. People are paying off doctors. People are paying off lawyers. People are paying off police. All that stuff. And it sucks to just kind of put that on a city or put that on a people, but that's what it's known for. Now, I'm not saying in every bunch there's always the person that takes the high road, does the right thing, stays on the straight and narrow, but it doesn't seem like that based on the fact that nobody's witness statements match up. The medical reports are saying one thing, but we see something different. It's, you know, it's hard. It's making us go crazy. And even people that are sane are having trouble with this. Think about the people that are crazy. They are saying that the aliens, you know, did this. The Illuminati, you know, whatever. And it's like, man, did that happen? Because it's going to make you go that far because it doesn't make sense. If this was our kid, if this was our friend, if this was anybody close to us, nobody is going to like being told this is an accident without things being answered. Okay, Gray Hughes makes sense, but protecting the hotel. Straight drop is reaching. Dr. Ali, I don't know. Why is my page not loading? Alright, I guess I'm going to have to go to, if this doesn't work, y'all, I'm just go to my screenshots. I know y'all telling me to stay focused. I'm trying to get to Teresa's page, but I should have saved it from earlier. I have to go through, I'm going to go through either Shemaya or Bree's page. See, this is not trying to work right now. Alright, I know Bree has at least Kenneka tagged somewhere, so I can go to Kenneka's page, which will ultimately lead me to Teresa's page. So you see Bree got Kenneka's stuff up here. It looks like the friends don't want to... Everybody agrees in different ways, so... Oh no, where is Kenneka? People are saying some shady stuff to her sometimes. There we go, Kenneka. I found a second page for Kenneka today, actually. And I didn't even want to go over that with you guys because I was like, man. Are you? Okay, so that's not going to work right now. Okay, so I think she tagged her mom, so we'll see if that loads. But do we all agree she didn't just walk and stumble in there? If yes, we on the right track. I don't believe she just stumbled in there. But you know, I don't know if you just heard the little autopsy. I want to find some more information on that. I want to see if I can find concrete information online that maybe Teresa would have posted because if the police didn't do the autopsy, they wouldn't post it. So I want to see where that information came from. Alright. I'm gonna have to go to her pictures, because that's where I saw her mom was tagged, but I guess it's not gonna work. We're gonna just have to go to the screenshots then. Okay, here it goes, screenshots. This is where Irene, everybody was saying Irene worked for the hotel because she was dressed like this, and she tried to defend herself saying she works at a store, grocery store. Alright, let's see if I can find Teresa. So this is Kenneka's other page. It says she was married. Notice it has Martin with 2 N's. Oh, here it goes. Teresa Martin. Where did I just see Teresa? Okay, there she goes. So this is November 12th. She had a video November 30th. Alright, so you know today was the 2nd. So this is some recent stuff. This is why I did not know that there was a second autopsy done, because it says just a few days ago, she said, those of you that have not sinned, cast the first stone. Could everyone out here that truly from the bottom of their heart wants justice for my Kenneka please stop? Take all the negative energy and stay focused on what truly happened to my child. Most of you have children of your own. You better be careful with your words. God sits high and watch down low. I forgive you, amazing human. All I want is justice for my little baby girl. So that's why I didn't know she had an autopsy. So this is even today. Put yourself in my shoes for 1 second. August 16th, you win a battle cancer for your life or over death. A little over a week later, the mother's man that she thought was God sent leave you because he's not strong enough to hold you down. Then 2 weeks later, you lost your little baby girl in the process of mother losing her child. So see, those words don't make me think, or didn't make me think, there was a second autopsy that was done just yet. So, but based on what you're reading on her page, do you guys believe that she's just not in denial? Like, even though she has the autopsy and is saying the same thing as the first one, do you think she doesn't believe it? You know, what are your thoughts based on her page? Let me keep reading you guys' comments. Dr. Ali was just live. He said there was no cameras above the freezer. And there may not have been cameras, but I know she said there was. It's just kind of like, do we believe the mom? Do we not believe the mom? It's hard for me to tell at this point. So let's keep going. Kenneka was possibly fondled in the bathroom, and that's why she wanted to leave. Yep. Straight Drop showed a video because the pool at the hotel. Yes, I know the mom said the pool, people were cleaning at the pool at the same time that Kenneka was in the area. I think the gray guy showed a video where she may have seen a camera. Yes, I did see Gray. He basically pointed out that there wasn't, well, this is what he says. He says to you guys that believe that the medical examiners, he said you have to believe one of the two things, which I agree with that. He necessarily didn't say that there wasn't a camera. He's just telling you guys, if you believe the mom, then you can't believe this. So I'll find that and see if we can kind of make a determination on that camera, because I think we're all in in unity here that if we found a camera above the freezer, that would let us know what happened. Because earlier I thought the autopsy would let us know what happened, but clearly that doesn't help. So let's see, at all these videos, he did talk about it, but let's see. You have the independent autopsy. So Kelly K, we went on the B code. That's a the, and then BE dash code. I went on that person's page, and they had one from 2 weeks ago called partial independent autopsy. My friend Dotwan, he talking about, oh, you private eye. I'm done with him. So too many lies were being told. No investigation. I think eventually the kids will slip up and talk. I can only hope so. I hope these kids slip up. Zach should be put in jail with Dr. Ali. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Y'all need to prove me wrong on this Zach theory, because I thought he was just a little interviewer guy out of Chicago. Please tell me more. Please tell me more. And Dr. Ali, I don't believe everything. I promise you, I used to watch his videos, and maybe I watched one and it was like good, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the next video. And ever since I watched the video, he had a really weird theory, so I just never really watched it unless it was something I need to refer back to. ZackTV is full of garbage and lies. Dang, Zach, you done got some people pissed off. Teresa has been paid off. I know she's getting some money. I mean, she's definitely getting money, but I want to know, what is she getting it for? Is she going to sue the hotel because they let the girl walk in the freezer? You know, they didn't have the area secure. You know, what is this? Because I watched the video of Teresa, you know, with her sister before. She seemed like she always goes live. And she said she's about to, even though she had the surgery, she said she's about to, you know, be looking up and everything. And I know people were speculating like, oh, this is what she did. It's a plot. So trust me, everything that's done in the dark will come to light. So we don't know now, but if it's wrong, we will know. If it's right, we will know as well. Rosemont is run by one family. What do you mean, Pink Doll? Pink Dolphin. I think somebody asked a question. Yes, I do believe the kids will slip and tell eventually. It's going to eat them up. Hopefully, especially with somebody that's her real friend. You already see, what's her name? Chalo. She has definitely spoken out, and she's definitely spoken out about how she feels about about Monifa, and why she picked that girl up and walked her out. And we all said the same thing. Why would you pick up a girl that's asleep and that's drugged? Chosen King's a liar. Thank you. I don't believe him. I don't know if I saw a live and he let this lady get disrespected. I didn't even agree with the lady. But you don't talk to your elders like that. Trust me, I know how to talk to people, and I know how to ignore people. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you invited her on your panel, you show her respect. I didn't like how he was running his live or his channel that day, because, and I don't have a panel. I mean, obviously you guys are talking to me on the chat, but the panel was just getting out of hand. It was like a bunch of guys that are just coming at this lady, and the lady don't even know how to defend herself. So it was sad. I mean, this Justice for Kenneka is not about bullying people or getting money or whatever people are doing. It's about putting our heads together and trying to, you know, get through some stuff. So she hasn't gotten a settlement yet, if that's what you meant. Why? Because we would all know. Look it up and you will see the mayor, police, etc. Do anyone think it was a psyop? They all have the same last name, Bradley Stevens. Good evening. Hello, Mr. Man of God. Yes, I was thinking perhaps someone or people were paid just to make this go away. Organized crime is real. It is real. It definitely is, Dinko. Kate pushing this. Okay, Kate, I stopped listening to Kate for 20. Like, I try to listen to people's videos for information. I don't know how y'all hate Gray so much, because I can actually listen through his theory of an accident, because I don't know why I can listen to it so easily, because the facts, not even the facts, the information is there for me to use. he is just a voiceover. Now, some people are pushing this theory is so hard. I have not watched Kate 420's straight drops, Dr. Ali's for a bit. I've taken, little clips that people have shown me. I have been trying to find a photo of the person standing but naked over someone in the bed. I know who he looks like in it, and I can't find it. May have. Alright, my bad, y'all. I accidentally cut off. So we're gonna have to end this. I'm sorry that I cut it off, but we'll have to end this. I really appreciate everybody that joined my last live, but I'm gonna cancel this one and everyone can refer back to the old one. I'm so sorry, but really good chat. I'm gonna find some new information so that when I go live again that it's more organized, but you guys are like-minded. I think that we were very productive. Nobody argued, and we had different views. We had different concerns. So I really appreciate it. I feel like that's a small success. But I'm going to, close out. You guys can comment. Let me know if you guys, I think if you guys subscribe to me, you can like share things with me, message me. So feel free. I like you guys. You guys had nice personalities. So I will chat with you guys. So until next time, have a good night.